Good morning, guys. Today we're going to be focusing on salaries and wages, and we'll actually look at the difference between salaries and wages. Remember, wages can be weekly, salaries can be monthly, right? And they're calculated annually, but you have to divide whatever annual amount you're given by 12 for you to get a monthly salary amount that employees need to receive, right? A salary is a fixed amount that is paid to an employee every month. Salaried employee is an employee who earns a salary that is a fixed amount every month. So basically, a salaried employee is simply anybody that works for a company but receives a fixed amount every month, but it is calculated annually. Note that a salary increases every year at a percentage that is more than the inflation rate. At the moment, the inflation rate, if I'm not mistaken, it is between 3% and 6%. So basically, your salary must be more than at least 6%. Your salary increase every year must be more than at least that 6%. Okay. Now, in this case, let's just try to analyze this information that is given to you. We are given a salary scale, an annual salary scale. Now, how do we read this? This is how we read it. The 48,000 is the minimum amount or minimum notch of the salary scale. The employee's gross salary is 4,000 per month, which is 48,000 divided by 12. Basically, that's how much an employee earns. At the moment, an employee is earning 48,000 rand per annum. For you to get a monthly salary, you'll have to take that 48,000 rand and divide it by 12, and it will give you 4,000 rand. The 6,000 rand, even though it's multiplied with that 48,000, it represents an annual increment which the employee receives. This amount amounts to 500 per month, which is 6,000 divided by 12. In the second year of employment, the employee's gross salary increases to 4,500, and obviously it'll be 4,000 plus the 500 increment. Remember, the 4,000 is what we got when we took 48,000 and we divided by 12, and the 500 is what we got when we took the 6,000 and we divided by 12. That simply means that in the second year of employment, the employee will receive 4,000 plus 5,000, so the employee will be earning 4,500 after the increment, the annual increment of 6,000, or the monthly increment of 500. 66,000 is an annual amount after all the increments. Basically, your increments will be 500 per month until it reaches an annual salary of 66,000 rand. Immediately you reach an annual salary of 66,000 rand, your salary increments will no longer be 6,000, there will now be 9,900. In the third year, your salary will be 60,000 rand, which is 54,000 rand plus 66,000 rand. This is what I'm simply trying to explain to you, that your salary will increase annually until it reaches 66,000 rand. But immediately it reaches 66,000 rand, the annual increments will change from 6,000 rand to 9,900, meaning that you will no longer get an annual increment of 500 anymore. You will now get an annual increment of 825 per month until your salary increments reach 85,800. Until your salary reaches 85,800, your increments will now change from 9,900 to 15,000, and your maximum salary that you can earn in this company will simply be 100,800. Here is an example of an employment contract. It actually is a contract between the employer and the employee, and it tells you what your duties are and how you can terminate your employment. At times it will be terminated for you, for how long you're going to be on probation. Normally people are on probation for 3 months. What is SIDE? SIDE is Standard Income Tax on Employees. It stands for Standard Income Tax on Employee. Every person earning 59,750 and 59,990 per annum must pay a set amount of tax every month. It must be a salary or a 59,750 and 59,950. The total is paid over to SARS. Obviously, it is deducted from your salary or your wage, and it's paid over to SARS. When at the end of the tax year, when SARS has calculated the correct side amount that you need to pay, SARS will simply deduct it from the amounts that were deducted monthly from your salary. Remember, your employer will deduct tax every month and pay it over to SARS every month. At the end of the tax financial year, SARS will determine the correct tax amount that you needed to pay and will refund you if you overpaid, or you will have to pay more if you underpaid. I've specified that people who earn less than 59,750 a year do not pay income tax at all. I repeat, people who earn less than 59,750 a year do not pay income tax at all. It is the employer's responsibility to deduct this amount from the employee's pay and pay this amount over to the South African Revenue Services. Another tax that is paid by people that are employed in South Africa is what we call pay as you earn, which is PAYE. It is exactly what the word says. Every month an employee pays over to the South African Revenue Services income tax for that month. At the end of the tax year, when she or he calculates how much income tax she or he should pay, the total amount paid over the past 12 months is subtracted, and he or she is only liable for the difference. At times you will not be liable for the difference. You'll have amount due to you that must be paid by SARS. A person earning an annual income of over 60,000 will pay side amount plus an additional amount for pay as you earn. The employer must deduct pay as you earn before the employee received his or her salary. It is the employer's duty to pay this amount to South African Revenue Services. This is important to remember when doing the accounting records for the business. Okay, this is what we call the tax tables. It helps you calculate tax amounts based on each person's salary, meaning that if you earn between 0% and 189,880, you will have to pay 18% as your pay as you earn for every R1. And if you are earning between 189,881 and 296,514, you will pay 34,178 plus any amount that is 74,178 will have actually any amount that is about 189,818 will have to be multiplied with 26% to calculate tax amount on that amount that exceeds 189,818. I think it'll make sense once I do an example like this one. Here we have Sipho who earns a gross salary of 160,000 Rand per annum. Refer to the tax table above or just next. To calculate how much tax he needs to pay and calculate his net salary. I will firstly start with the annual salary. His annual salary is 160. It falls in that bracket, meaning that 160, Sipho will only pay 18% as tax. So you will take 160 multiplied by 18% and it will give you 28,800. That's how much tax Sipho needs to pay per annum. For you to determine monthly payments, you'll have to divide that by 12. Now, for us to calculate Sipho's net salary, we will simply take our gross salary and minus deductions, including pay as you earn. The only deduction that you know for now is simply the pay as you earn, which is 28,800. So you will take your gross salary, which is 160. Gross salary is your salary before it. Sipho's salary is before deductions, which is 160,000 Rand, and you will minus pay as you earn, which is 28,800. It will give you a net salary of 131,200. This is how much Sipho will be earning per annum. To calculate how much Sipho will have to earn per month, you're going to take 131,200 and divide it by 12. It will give you 10,933. That's how much Sipho will be earning per month. Now, Sipho earns an annual gross salary of 305 5,000. Refer to the tax table above. Calculate the tax amount and the net salary. We'll have to determine the annual salary that SIPO earns, which is 305,000, and we will realize SIPO falls in that tax bracket because 305,000 is between 296,541 and 410,460. So for you to calculate SIPO's tax amount, you will have to take that 61,910 as the part of your tax amount. So that is your tax amount. Any amount that exceeds 296,540 will have to be calculated. Tax amount on that amount will have to be calculated at 31%. So I'm going to start with my calculation. So I'll start with that 61,910, and I will take 305,000 minus 296,541. The difference between those two values will attract pay as you earn at 31%. So that difference will be multiplied by 31%, but whatever you get there, you will add it to the 61,910. It will give you your annual pay as you earn amount, which is 64,532. To calculate SIPO's net salary, you will simply take gross salary minus deductions, including pay as you earn, and that will give you 240,468. Please do this as classwork. It is due today at 1800, and please do those as well. Enjoy the rest of your day.